morning. Welcome back to Everyday Struggle, our little off-brand show here on Complex. Nadeska here with DJ Akademiks and Wayno. How are you guys doing?
Man, Joe, stop taking shots at us, man. Nadeska don't like it, neither do I, okay? I just have to put it out there.
Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing out there?
She said off-brand show. Jesus
I heard that's
Christ.
who we are. I'm just repeating what I've heard about us. That's it.
You go fuck about what nobody say. How y'all feeling this
Great,
morning?
so we watched all these Fyre Festival docs. Well, Ak, you still only saw one.
Wait, before I even get started, I just want to say rest in peace and a happy birthday to XXX Tentacion. He would have been 21 today. So I salute to all his fans and also his mom, Cleo.
Damn, he would have only been 21.
He would have turned 21 today.
Man.
He was young as shit. So
yeah.
damn,
Yeah.
all that time, he was young as a motherfucker. I ain't really realize how young he was.
Yeah.
R.I.P.
Wow. Happy B-Day to the homie.
Now I feel bad transitioning back to Scam, but these
Oh, no,
documentaries are really great.
Listen, it's a celebration of his life.
Mm-hmm.
I know me, like I'm using today at like my Instagram page and all that to just kind of pay respect to him because he was a close friend of mine. But
Are you listening
we
to
can
his
get to the
music?
bullshit.
Are you
That's
listening to
nice
his
of
music
you,
all
Ak.
day? Yeah.
That's nice of you.
Of course.
Playing back the albums.
But we could get to the bullshit too. Don't worry. What the hell?
All right, so you guys remember the Fyre Festival, that fiasco that happened back in 2017. So it was supposed to be this big luxury festival on a Bahamian island that turned out to be a mega scam. And so Netflix and Hulu both released documentaries about it in the past week. So it really highlights Billy McFarland, who is the founder, if you want to call him that, of this festival, along with Ja Rule, who played a role in marketing. I can't really say development because he didn't really develop anything. Anyway, I didn't realize how deep this scam went until we watched the documentaries. And I think they're both good. You get two different perspectives, right? The Hulu one, Billy McFarland's actually in it, so you hear his first person lying, scamming perspective. The Netflix one I feel like is produced very nicely. But just first thoughts on this, and then we'll get into Ja Rule's response.
You know, it just dawned on me. I went to the Fyre offices a few years ago.
Stop it.
I'm dead serious.
Oh, Wayno went on it. Oh, fuck.
You're
part of the
Harlem
scam.
niggas always down for a scam.
I went, no, listen.
Nah.
I went to the Fyre. It just dawned on me. My homie was working. I'm not going to say who he is.
Wait, no.
My homie was working there, because he was telling me about the app. You know what I mean? The app was supposed to be, the Fyre app was supposed to be what, like...
The Tinder of artist booking, right?
Yeah. So he was explaining it to me because he was like, yo, you could bring your artist over here. And it was like an incentive program where, like, if you bring in... Yo, I forgot. I know about all this shit.
Did you meet Billy, the legend?
I think I seen him. I think I seen him in there that day. I remember. I seen the lady that they said was investing, the white lady with the blonde hair.
Oh, yeah, poor lady.
Yeah, I seen her. But I seen Ja Rule that day too. I did see Ja Rule that day.
Oh, my God,
too.
Wayno was in on this
No,
scam
but
this whole
their
time.
offices was right in Soho. Like their offices right in
So
Soho.
this was after he had the fake credit card, right?
No, well, I didn't know nothing about this shit. My homie was consulting for them, so I didn't know nothing about this shit. They had a big ass office down in Soho, and I went down there because he was like, "Yo, we got this thing with booking artists. If you bring in X amount of artists, you could get bread on the back end. The money's real." It just dawned on me that I went to their offices.
I'm not gonna lie. I remember that time, at least before the festival
It's like
shit.
2016.
Yo, it was honestly like, it sounded really dope. Like, you didn't have to go through these shady means of trying to contact managers or booking agents. Like, everything's in the app.
Yeah.
Fucking hit a couple buttons, send the money, artist is booked. Sounds great in theory.
In theory.
Yeah, in theory, but
So none of those artists were actually booked, right? And they inflated the numbers. If you said they made millions, they said it was something like just over 50K in bookings that they actually made. So of course, this guy's already in prison. He's serving 6 years. Ja Rule is still out here. So he was taking all the L's this weekend. So he got on Twitter and said, quote, "I love how people watch a doc and think they have all the answers." He later claimed that he would never scam Billy. And he went on to say Hulu paid Billy to appear in that doc and the money should have went to the people in the Bahamas, et cetera, et cetera. Is Ja Rule innocent in this? The thing is, it seems like the dude Billy was the one actually scamming people out of money. But as you watch the docs, you see it's coming down to the wire and nothing is set up.
Yo,
but they still let everyone come to the island.
you know what's so crazy? But I think like Ja met this dude, because he said how he met him, like they was trying to book him or some shit. And I think Ja met him and it was like, yo, here's this white boy, he got all this bread, he trying to make some shit happen. It sounded like a good idea, but like the long-term goals, like remember the guy was like, it would take 12 months to build out a festival like this. We had to do it in 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah.
It's like, it's impossible and it didn't happen. I think that Ja's just, first of all, I know 50 hasn't seen this shit. Cause you know,
I've been wondering, he hasn't said anything
like,
yet.
I know 50 hasn't seen it. But Ja, I just think that he got caught up in trying to make
a check from the shit.
Huh?
He might be getting a check, man.
I don't think he got a check from he definitely didn't get a check from the documentary. But the thing about it is he also, you can't be mad because they got him all in every fucking shot of the thing, talking about it.
Don't he gotta clear his
Conference
likeness
calls.
being used in this shit? I think that's interesting, but to be honest, like, I get it. He's defending himself. I saw him moonwalking like a motherfucker off my timeline. I had to be like, no, nigga, you gonna stay under the limelight. Just give us like 2 days, okay? But in reality, again, I mean, he's kind of right. Niggas do watch a documentary. We feel like we know all the answers, but it looks bad.
It looks crazy.
Like, they're using a lot of, like, film scenes, and Jai is in every film scene.
Yeah, they got Jai
like, it's
all
not like
over this shit.
he's mastermind like we doing this, but he's along with it. So now I gotta just imagine on some just common sense shit that you were around while the bullshit was being planned, and we could just say, okay, you were naive or you ain't know what's going on.
He said he got scammed too. He said that he got.
And we believe that. The point is, I believe it's in the Netflix ones, right? So the scam has already, like, people come, it's all on Twitter that it was all a lie. And then they're having that meeting in the Fyre offices, the conference room call, remember? And they're like, nah, this was like fraud. And he tries to deny that it's fraud. He was still in denial after, and I think that's what makes him look extra
Who was
crazy.
recording that shit the whole time?
Yeah.
It's like a nigga knew.
Yeah, the Netflix one, I believe I remember them saying Billy and his team were just like, record everything, keep recording. How convenient for us.
But they had real bread because they said Kendall Jenner that fucking 250
That
bands.
$250,000 tweet?
I ain't gonna lie. Now that I know that this shit went down, I'm like, damn, I should have got me an influencer check out of this shit. For real. Because no, they had so when you look at it.
They spent all the money on the influencers and then they had nothing to create the festival. What's the point?
I definitely niggas was stuck down there for like a whole 2 weeks.
That shit was crazy.
Yeah.
I was watching. I mean,
she was like Lord of the Flies. It was crazy.
And maybe I missed this part of it because I didn't get all the way through the whole thing. But with the amount of money they were spending, did they make all that money? Because I seen at one point it was like, yo, hey, listen, the cost to like get all that shit set up, like the performance stage, all that, and there's no infrastructure there. 38 million. I'm like, what the fuck? I thought it was like a couple thousand people that was gonna be there. Did they get 38 million from those thousand people?
So it's like that dude was just such a great scam artist. Too bad he couldn't use his powers for good. Like they said, every time they ran out of bread,
Did he scam for good?
I mean, he could use his powers of influence for good. Clearly, he's good at persuading people to do things, right? So every time he'd run out of money, he would get on the phone and beg for more millions. And so he scammed, they said, over 80 investors. And then they would keep raising the prices. So I think at one point, general admission was sold out. So you could only buy the premium for more. And then they'd be like, hey, it's a cashless festival. So put money on this wristband. Yeah. Put $300 a day. So then they made another $2 million or something like that. Right. It's crazy. Yo, he's creative.
I ain't gonna lie, yo. Well, first off, I would like to apologize to all the Nigerians out there for saying that they are the greatest scammers ever because white people still have that title. Secondly, one of the craziest parts of this documentary, the Netflix one, is when the dude. No, seriously, did you watch the whole shit?
I didn't watch the whole thing.
All right, so it's a part on there where this dude, they got like 175. They says all these Evian waters stuck in like these crates. So you gotta pay to get the bread out the crates, right? So this nigga calls his man, yo. He calls his man like, yo, listen, I need you to do something for me. He like, what? He like, yo, I need you to go down to customs and you guys suck the dude from customs dick. Dead serious. Yo, he really said that. I'm dead serious.
Are we talking about the same documentary?
Yes,
this
brother.
nigga just loosely get on Bang Bros during the
brother, you think if I was on Bang Bros, I'd be watching some shit about men talking about shit like that? You crazy?
Wait, how the fuck in the documentary?
Nigga, I'm in the documentary.
You gotta suck a nigga's dick?
He said, he asked his man, listen, his man is like an older dude. His man is,
he's like one of the producers on there.
He's one of the producers.
He's a real story.
He's like his mentor, all of that shit. He asked him would he go down there and get a nigga head so they could get the water off the crates, and he was like, you know what? I'ma do it. He really was about to do this shit.
He said I went home and like rinsed with some mouthwash.
Yo, that was the wildest part of the whole doc. Yo, listen, that dude, he's a foul nigga. Cause anybody who would ask they man to do some shit like that, to get some whatnot, I'd have been like, nah, my nigga.
Wait, that's on camera?
My nigga.
Yo, he told the story himself. He said I was really down to take one for the team. But I got there and the dude was so nice, I didn't have to do it.
Yo, if customs would have been like, yo, you going to jail right now. You got to go to jail right now. I'd be like, all right, I'm going to jail then. Like, yo. I'm not doing that. Are you crazy? You have to watch the whole documentary. It's wild.
Yo, it's
wild. It's wild.
Yo, hold on. I'm going to have to go watch. I'm going to have to take a break this episode for me to see that. That's in there?
Yes.
Oh, man.
That shit is real.
Was Ja Rule connected to that shit?
I know. I'm not associating Ja Rule with
Ja? Nah, come on.
I'm not associating Ja Rule because Ja Rule didn't call the nigga and he ain't have nothing to do with that. Ja Rule,
again,
the Billy dude called his man.
Oh, Billy actually.
Yeah, Billy called this. Mind you, that's his. He used to mentor Billy. He like, yo, I known him since he was like 20 years old. He one of the most creative people I know. He was bigging him up. That's not your man, B.
So he older than Billy.
Yeah, this nigga's like 56 years old.
And he called him to suck some dick?
He asked him to go do that to get the water off the fucking boat or whatever it was.
Yo, I just want to say thank you to Netflix and Hulu. We needed both of these documentaries. They were great. Oh,
this shit is
scamming
crazy.
is an art. It's an art. It's crazy how far it went.
It told me in the midst of, like, it brought back the Diddy mentality to me. In the midst of all fuckery, make sure you capture these moments. It'll make a hell of a documentary when it's over.
That's so true.
Yo, that shit is wild.
So there was some good news, right? So one of the horrible things is like a lot of the people on the Bahamas also didn't get paid. Of course, they're not like very wealthy. And so there's a woman in the doc, Marianne Rolla. I'm not sure if I'm saying her last name. Yeah, the cook, like our heart broke. She said she wiped out her savings trying to pay all the people who worked for her, which was terrible. So the internet actually did something great. They started a GoFundMe to cover the money. And I think they even raised more than they wanted. They wanted to raise $123,000 for her. And I think it's over $175,000 at this point. So we're glad that some positivity came out of this.
Damn, they raised 175 bands.
Wait, no, stop trying to scam people. No one's making you a
I'm keeping it
GoFundMe.
100, bro. If all goes wrong,
Wayno.
I'm finessing niggas, man, because this shit is crazy. Yo, people is really falling for anything out here. Niggas is really falling for anything.
Did you like that angle?
Wayno is about to come up with some shit saying he lost money.
Somebody help me.
He's got 175 bands.
And honestly, bro, like the internet, where again we move like a pack of sheep. Like, yeah, it's gonna happen. But honestly, she looks like she did some good shit. Man, fuck it.
Strike the shepherd and the sheep will scatter. That's what I have to say.
What do you guys think about the angle Hulu took with this? So sort of, they really targeted the millennial generation, right? So a lot of fucked up things are going on. We're trying to make sense of the world. We're all broke, college debt, etc. And the power of influence, and basically like we don't even want to build structure. We just want to straight to the
Did
top.
Kendall Jenner go down there, or she just took the check?
She took
she took that check,
bread
and that was
though.
it.
Bella Hadid go?
They went just to shoot the promo video.
Yo, you know what's funny though? That is the big finesse though. Tell the regular rich little snobby people, that's like some LA shit. The people with money but like no clout or whatever, they'll pay all the money just to be around the influencer motherfuckers, right?
Yep.
The influencer motherfuckers, you don't even want them there. Like you just have them to sucker the people with money and then just get all their shit. Great finesse.
That shit is
Great
so
finesse.
crazy, yo. Wait, you know what's really crazy? Wait, how much money did this whole thing lose? Hundreds of millions? Or?
No, I feel like in the docs, and don't quote me, it was 20-something million, I feel like, at least that they said he scammed people out of.
And he got 6 years. Oh, man. If that dude was black.
White collar crime pays, you feel me? Niggas be trying to rob a liquor store, guns up, yeah nigga, you getting 30, all right? You scammed for millions, you had a good time doing it, and you probably in some nice low security prison.
He probably in PC, he's definitely in PC.
Shit, he might be at his private crib in Malibu, bro. You never know. He might be in the Bahamas. He might not be in prison.
Sure. Bro, he's gonna come out of prison and continue scamming, I'm pretty sure.
Or somebody's gonna invest in him and say, yo, you know what? That was a good idea, but you just did it wrong. Here's $100 million and go do that. No, that's how they get down. This shit is wild. This is wild, but I ain't gonna front. The documentary is very entertaining.
Ja Rule owes an explanation, man. I ain't gonna lie.
Well, here's an explanation. Here's an explanation. He says, my heart goes out to this lovely lady, Marianne. We've never met, but I'm devastated that something that was meant to be amazing turns out to be such a disaster and hurt so many people. Sorry to anyone who's been negatively affected by the festival.
I do have to say, because I see rappers doing this a lot, like for the older rappers who've been in the game and I'm gonna keep using this term, they got some cultural equity. You know what I mean? People fuck with them.
You feel empowered by Nick Cannon?
I do. But what they take that like trust from like the culture is like basically associating themselves with anything to get money on a non-musical realm, or sometimes even a musical realm, something like a festival. And a lot of times they not really caring about like, are you scamming people? That's the exact same. Think about it. People don't really give a fuck about no scams until they get scammed. Man, we had Soulja Boy over here promoting scams. We're trying to figure out if he's scamming. Everybody say we hating. So you gotta let niggas get scammed. Go ahead and get scammed.
The only thing I'm wondering now.
Not to cut you off again. By the way, there was mad niggas too who was booking flights, flying over the island, taking pictures like, yo, y'all intense. Y'all ain't in no luxury shit. Everybody was like, shut up.
Yep.
You're lying till they got there.
Yep.
I'm just saying.
Let
History
them be
repeats itself.
scammed.
Let niggas get scammed, man.
The thing I'm very curious about now is like, cause you see Ja Rule still like tours from time to time, and you still see him do like sold out shows and all of that. I'm wondering if like, while all this was going on, was he still touring? Like, or was it him like saying, all right, I'm gonna step out of performing for a year or something and just going straight into this? Because honestly, on the outside looking in, it looks like a good idea. So I'm wondering if he was just like, yo, you know what? I'm gonna switch my gears and jump into doing this business, because he was on the Wendy Williams show for this shit, like while they was doing it. He did a few things.
CNN,
like,
some business things. 'Cause I
Yeah.
remember seeing it at the time in real time. Like, all right, cool, Ja's doing his thing. And there's nothing wrong with that, right? I think what people are faulting him for, even if you didn't know it was a scam from jump,
fuck that.
if there's a month to go and nothing is built for this luxury festival, at some point, don't you pull out and make a statement or
Nah,
distance
fuck
yourself?
that, man. Listen, yo, when you that close to it, and like you and every time I seen him on camera with some public shit, he's there. I seen that nigga in the Bahamas on some like pixelated like Nokia flip phone footage, promoting all that shit. We give like entertainers that pass of being ignorant too much. Like, bruh, you gotta if you stand to make a lot of money, you gotta get educated enough because you seem involved enough that you could fucking know really what's up.
okay, but wait a
Now,
minute.
and also, even if you think that it was gonna go down, because I don't think Billy was like, this shit not gonna happen. He one of the motherfuckers who probably thought, we gonna get it together.
Yep.
Like, we just don't have to follow conventional wisdom. 12 months, fuck that. 3 days.
Okay, so look, and in very small time spans and two totally different artists, but this is the point I was trying to make with 6ix9ine at that time when I was saying, you can't tell me he didn't know nothing was going on as far as his business. So if we're gonna give that to Ja and say he had to have known something, that's why I was saying that about 6ix9ine. That's totally different. But yeah, I just think that this nigga Ja was trying to switch gears and he got caught up in some shit. And I mean, evidently, he couldn't have did nothing that was detrimental, because then he'd be in jail too.
Right.
You know what I mean? Or the feds, because he went to jail for tax evasion and for a gun charge. So they would have definitely been on him for something. But he didn't get caught up in anything. So I want to see what he has to say. Like when he does his little doc or does his first interview after this.
Ja, for you to earn your cultural equity back, we need a goddamn Murder Inc. tour for free. You, Ashanti, and the rest of y'all niggas, man. Lord, you come too. We need a whole tour for free that we could go, and it better be some luxury shit too. Everybody gets box seats.
Yeah,
in the
right.
Bahamas.
Nah, I ain't getting on no planes in no third world country where Ja Rule's gonna be there. Negative. Love the Bahamas though. Great.
So in closing,
I'm closing.
do you guys feel like people are gonna watch this, learn a lesson, and be very cautious, or it's just gonna inspire more people to scam?
I'm inspired.
Wayno's become a scammer
I'm
officially.
inspired to scare, man.
hey, listen, watch this documentary and play
Both of them.
motherfucking Designer Panda in the background. You'll start thinking of a scam. Trust me, man. Trust me.
Nah,
if it's not credit card, you won't think of some fucking scam.
Nah, but on a serious note, you know, there's a lot of people that got fucked out of a lot of money, and my hat goes off to them. I hope that they're doing better out of this, because a lot.
I don't.
Well, I'm talking about the people,
rich ones?
No. I'm talking about the people who was really putting in the work and they got fucked over in the back end,
Employees
because
and
a lot of
everything.
employees
Yeah.
wasn't getting paid. They was asking like, yo, so we not getting no unemployment? You just going not
Oh yeah,
pay us
he
until
wouldn't
we
even
quit.
fire them. He
Yeah,
was
he
trying
went
to
fire
make
them quit so they couldn't get unemployment. You know what I'm saying? And for them, I hope that they all right, because I seen one guy became an EMT. You know what I mean? Like people went to doing like a lot of people went to doing regular jobs and shit. So for them, I hope that they all right. But overall, this should be a lesson learned. Like do your Googles before you get into some shit like this.
If Ja Rule wanted to invest in one of your business ideas, would you be down?
It depends on what my business idea is, and it depends on what his ideas is as a businessman.
Water festival.
You said what? No, I'm not dealing with nothing with water and money. No law, no. If it's not me buying the water for $1, I don't want no parts of it. I don't want no parts of the water at all.
Oh man, we love you, Ja, but this don't look good.
Oh man. All right, Ak. I feel like Wayno, I'm Soulja died. I'm tired of catching these L's on his behalf. So can you take us into this next story about Fortnite and I don't know.
Yo, honestly, I was trying because everybody been calling me a hater. And I get it. By the way, I hate sometimes. Sometimes you gotta throw a little hate. Like people be thinking.
Oh, you do be hating?
I don't really call it hate, but like people think like once they say hater, like you're just supposed to be like, oh no, I love
shader.
it.
You're a shader.
No, it's not even shade. It's like me.
what are you?
No, me criticizing something
Right.
because you don't like the criticism and you call it hate. it's not gonna make me just flip around and love it.
I get what you.
I'm gonna stick by my criticism. So
but
anyway,
you in fact just said that you hate sometimes. Is the difference between critiquing and hating?
No, because people have turned the word hater to almost like
if you don't like something, people just say that you hate
like don't criticize. Oh, you're criticizing me. You're a hater. So now you have to stop criticizing me to not hate. You get me? I still got. You get what I mean?
So you're a hater and you're a scammer, or nah?
I'm not a scammer.
No, I'm not.
Oh my God. I've been influenced to scam. I'm not
a hater.
I'm
but,
kidding. Yeah, I'm kidding.
Anyway, so I was really gonna buy. I was listening to the internet. You know me, and because social media, they still got the pitchforks out. So I'm like, I don't want to be a hater.
Okay.
I want to go support my man Soulja Boy. Like he got a nice, upstanding black. I was looking at the business bureau score for his company. I was like, I want to go support.
Okay.
So I tried to cop a Soulja game, okay, and I couldn't find it anywhere. But then I found another site where I could find it at. But the main thing for me as a consumer, because I was going to put down my $150 to buy a Soulja console, is that I wanted Fortnite to be on it. He promised me Fortnite was going to be on it. And according to what Epic said, by the way, Epic Games is the one who make Fortnite, they basically said our system will never be on that fraud ass. No, our game will never be on that fraud ass system.
That doesn't sound like a direct quote. Is it?
Pretty much.
And they say that in so many words. But I'm I don't
wait,
Fortnite,
there's a real quote. The quote is,
bullshit.
no, you can't play Fortnite on a rooted or jailbroken device due to anti-cheat measures. So that's from their senior PR manager, Nick Chester, over at Epic
basically,
Games.
everybody but the dumb niggas on Twitter realized that little console thing that everybody's saying is black business. It's a jailbroken Fire Stick. That's it. That's it. Like, that's what they're calling the console. And I'm not, I guess it sounds like hate. It sounds like hate. But, yeah, you can't play Fortnite, so I don't know.
Well, I'm not, well.
You don't fuck with Fortnite.
I don't fuck with Fortnite. I don't fuck with Fortnite for the simple fact that these motherfuckers, my son buys so much shit off of that, it's ridiculous. But not only that, I don't fuck with Fortnite just off the simple fact that you can buy all of these people's dances and they can't reap no benefits off of it. So I can't support that.
Yeah, and we have criticized them a lot for that too.
See, my thing is, remember when we was talking about the football shit and everybody how they felt? See, when it comes to Fortnite, I know why I'm not gonna support that. A lot of people don't know why they're not supporting shit. They just jumping on bandwagons. So I will say that I don't support Fortnite for that specific reason.
And while I even say that, on the flip side, I could say, I wish Big Soulja would actually share that knowledge. I don't think he fully did, but I wish he would share the knowledge of, he said he copywritten his dance, that they can't take his dance and put in the actual video game. I want to know how.
Well, guess what? Maybe we could have got to that if every time I was trying to ask him a question, you didn't come with some, yo, but this shit is fake. I'm trying to get the information out of Soulja. But as soon as I say, yo, Soulja, so how can you, and you like, bro, what's up with the Soulja bot? Immediately. So he couldn't get to the question.
Bot, man.
But honestly, why does he doesn't need Fortnite anyway, because Fortnite is a free game. And they probably can't monetize it because in order to play Fortnite, you got to have, like, the whole thing about it is buying add-ons, right? So if you can't put the add-ons into, you say it's an emulator, so all the games are in it, they probably don't have a system where you could put your card information into that, right?
Well, I mean,
on the Soulja console is what I mean.
Yeah, well, I think it's not even that deep, honestly. But like in reality, Fortnite's available like on every single. I think that's what makes it so popular. You could play it on your phone. Yeah. You could play it on PC. You could play it on Mac. Everything. So this is probably one of the only the Soulja console we can't get to play it on. But you're right. Like niggas ain't really jacking Fortnite like that. Even though I play it every day.
Yeah, of course you do. Right,
okay.
Of course you do. I'm not supporting Fortnite. So they pay my man $2 million. Fuck that.
Go support the Soulja Boy console, though.
Soulja might be scamming us and Fortnite scamming the rappers. Ain't that a bitch?
Hey, Fyre
Billy might work at Fortnite.
He said Billy might work.
Billy work at Fortnite, man.
Oh, man.
Billy.
Telling all these rappers, yeah, just let us steal your dance. We're going to pay you later, okay?
That's insane. That's insane.
All right, so Future hit us with his new album, The Wizard, finally, and he's been doing a lot more press than ever, right? I feel like usually he's pretty quiet even when he drops album, not a talker. So he recently did an interview with Hot 107.9 in Atlanta, and he talked about that Jay-Z subliminal on 444 on Kill Jay-Z, the line where Jay says, in the future, other dudes playing football with your son. We knew he had an issue with that on the money phone thing at the time, so here's what he had to say about that in the interview.
Like Jay-Z say, playing football in the future, niggas
yeah,
playing
but then
football
when
with
Jay-Z,
your
when
son.
I talked to him, I didn't really say that. I don't, man, you supposed to be bigging up the rap community. You need to let the, you know what I'm saying, like, the NFL deal with the NFL.
Right.
You supposed to be bigging up me. Anything. Right. We come from the trenches.
Together,
right? I come from the streets. You come from the streets. You supposed to be bigging me up.
Right.
You supposed to be giving that no negative attention. You know what I'm saying? Like for a hot line, that something gonna always be out. Like, my fault, all that back, but it's out now, so.
All right, so he still feels a way about it. I didn't know Jay-Z had conversations about his subs or anything, but what do you guys think?
Well, I mean, further into the interview, Future kind of said that he's a little bit past it. Like, he was like it's already out, so there's nothing he could change. I just think that, like, you know, there's always been a big disconnect between, like, the older guys and the younger guys, and I think for Future, he's just basically saying, like, if there's something you could have said to me, or if you would have told me prior, if you would have told me about the line prior, maybe he wouldn't have took it the way he took it.
Did you feel like it was offensive on its own? Because Jay's not the guy I feel like people say that there's a disconnect, right? We always hear that he's paying attention to everyone. He'll give props to upcoming rappers. I don't know if this is the generational divide issue.
Well, I don't think, I thought the line was very clever. But I can see how Future could take it away because he's going through something, he was going through something publicly with Sierra.
Even on an album where Jay talks about his own relationship issues and potentially like...
It's still personal to him.
Yeah.
Like, you know, it's very personal to him because you literally, he's going through issues. At the time, don't quote me on this, but he was going through having custody. I don't know if it's custody or it was just him seeing his son, whatever the case may have been.
Yeah.
And then, you know, every other day, not so much as it used to be, but you seen Russell Wilson running around with baby Future.
Right.
So I know that, like, I don't know how that could feel. I never dealt with that with my children, but I know if I was dealing with a personal issue and somebody made light of or a clever line of something, I would feel a way too. Like, I don't think, people gotta stop acting like rappers don't have feelings.
No,
like,
of course they do. I just asked, like, in context of the album, maybe it wasn't meant to be malicious because he was talking about his own personal family issues.
Well, maybe that's what Jay was trying to. Maybe that's what Jay was trying to say, but at the same time, I'm not trying to hit. Like, if I'm Future, I'm not really trying to hear that because he's dealing with something very personal. That's his son. His son is very young. He's very impressionable. He's having fun, but then Future also said his issues with Russell Wilson as a man. Like, he don't think he a man. I seen something like that. I could be wrong, but maybe they having their issues with they're not connecting because she's now with him and married to him and he has to be around his son. So maybe they having their issues, and for that to come out, he felt the way about it. I don't knock him for feeling the way.
Understandable. Ak, what do you think?
We gotta stop excusing Jay-Z like nigga just say anything. That's disrespect. I said it from day one. I remember we had that discussion when the album came out. I'm like, the fuck? Don't use my son as no example and shit. I get what, clever line, you're right. But that shit disrespectful. Don't use my son as no type of example for what you're trying to, your agenda or whatever. Nah, I don't like that. And clearly, he felt a certain type of way. I don't know if he was trying to say he kind of like pressed Jay. So yeah, Jay backpedaling. No, I didn't mean to put it like that. This and third, whatever. Yeah, he felt offended by it. I think Jay as a man he'd probably say, yo, you know, my bad. And I'm glad he's past it. You know, of course, he's more public now, so like he's like addressing certain stuff. Like, you know, he didn't address it back then. So that's the only reason why he's speaking on it. Not to make Jay look a certain type of way or just to make it an issue. But yeah, I thought back then the line was poor taste, even though it was clever. And I could tell Future, he didn't like that shit neither.
Yeah.
Wasn't Keys out around that time too?
That came out
later.
like, it was like 6 months before.
Yeah, but
it was weird timing because it was like, yeah, I worked on a record, we seen you in the video.
Yeah. The video was a big thing too.
Yeah, so it's like, why the, like, I thought
Future
something
was just throwing on. Yeah, I think Future. But see, the thing about Jay is like, again, he's very clever at how he throws lines. I don't think he was saying it to just down them. Like, you know what I mean? It was like a.
It didn't seem malicious, but again, I understand why it's offensive if you're
I
Future.
would feel away too. Like, I would definitely feel away.
If we giving Jay all this credit, which he does deserve, for being so clever with bars and shit like that, like, are we really gonna give him the pass to say he ain't know that Future would take it this way?
No, I'm not saying
not
to
a
give him the
pass.
pass.
Like
First of all,
he's
we
the
can't-
king of throwing subs.
Yeah, I mean, but at the same time, we can't give Jay there's no passes given out here. I just think that bringing light to the situation, of course, Future felt some way. And Jay, I think that Jay, when he said it, even, of course we know it's about Future, I don't think that he thought he would take it in a negative tone. Maybe because of where Jay's at with his life. Maybe he thought that he was passing him a gem in some weird way, right? But again, there's no way, like if I'm publicly going through something like that, and then now everybody's like, oh, because everybody looks at everything as a diss.
Right.
They're like, oh, he dissed Future, that's crazy. I don't think he, I don't think he meant it in a malicious way, but it's a touchy subject because you're dealing with family, children, you know, and Future big on his kids.
Yeah.
You know?
I would love to be a fly on the wall to hear Future talking to Jay-Z about it. because him
You trying to
recounting.
be on your Donnie Brasco shit, huh?
No, I want.
You know Donnie Brasco was, right?
Who the fuck is that?
An informant.
This nigga. No, nigga. I want to hear how Jay defends that, or just how Future, because
I would never hear that.
the way how Future kind of said it was like Jay was like just stumbling over words trying to.
See, this is why, because then Aka make it in the. This is what I'm saying. Actually, you see how Aka spin it? Yeah, this is how you influence motherfuckers. You would spin it to make it seem like he was pressing them or running down on them.
Bro, he just said.
Look, see?
No, I'm listening to Future. He said it, but then when I talk to him, he's told me I ain't mean it like that. This and the third. Yeah, you backtracking. You said something mad confident on your album. You ain't mind when everybody heard it. Then when we talk to you about it, you're backtracking. Pop shit, apologize later.
All right. I don't know if he necessarily said he's backtracking, but anyway. I'm glad they had the conversation.
Yeah.
I hope everybody's good now. Love to Future and his family.
Right.
On to Cardi B. So Cardi B's been speaking up about this government shutdown and, you know, Trump generally ruining the country and trying to ruin the world. And she's getting a lot of backlash from it in random places. So a conservative journalist named Stephanie Harmel decided to criticize Cardi for her new video. In the era of Me Too, how exactly does this empower women? So this is a twerk video with City Girls. Stupid point she's trying to make here. So Cardi responds, "It says to women that I can wear and not wear whatever I want, do whatever I want, and that no still means no." So Stephanie, chime in. If I twerk and be half naked, does that mean I deserve to get raped and molested? I want to know what a conservative woman like you thinks. Stephanie responded again, I'm not going to waste my time reading this, but you know, she says it sexually objectifies women, etc., etc. I thought Cardi had a pretty good defense here. The Me Too movement is not saying that women can't dress sexy and shake their asses if they want to.
What I would like for people to stop doing is like, when it comes to women, there's always time for women empowerment, but sometimes women just want to have fucking fun.
Yep.
These women, Cardi B, she's on a yacht. Her bills is paid. Her family's taken care of. She's a business. Same thing with is the young lady's name JT. That JT is the one that's locked up. I'm sorry, City Girls, I confused the names.
That's Young Miami.
All right, Young Miami. She's doing her thing with QC. All the women that's on the boat, they having fun. See, the thing is that with people that's not of our culture see shit, they always see it like all that's happening is just everything that's detrimental. So you think if a woman, and I don't want to, but like a woman that somebody would consider woke, right? Or, you know, oh, she's natural. You think she don't want to twerk and have fun every now and dance to a song? Like, what's wrong with that? Why does everything have to be about women being so fucking serious? Right. When they just want to have fun. They in Miami having fun on a fucking boat.
I don't even think this is about the Me Too movement.
It's not at all.
Because Cardi goes on to say, like, a lot of conservatives have been attacking her just because she's, like, speaking up on her platform. It always becomes this liberal versus conservative. It's not about that. She's just saying the president is fucking shit up. The government's been shut down for over a month now. People are not getting paid. They've been asked to work for free. What does that have to do with the Me Too movement?
Because with people who work in government or work in politics, whenever somebody says something, and okay, Cardi, she says that she's not the most well-versed person in that field, but if she has an opinion, people feel like, oh, well, you don't work in my field. Why should you have something to say? Do you even know what you're saying?
Right, you live in this country. That's why you pay taxes.
Country.
How about that?
More taxes than a lot of them motherfuckers is paying because she's making more money. So I just think, like, people try to attack anything, you know, for the sake of, oh, I'm not feeling it.
Hey, you're right. Cardi's a taxpayer. She said she paid $6 million. Yeah, you can speak on some shit. Honestly, Brett, Cardi B just bodying all these motherfuckers, man. From the Tommy Lauren chick to this person, whoever she is. To be honest, she's doing way better of a job than I ever thought Cardi B would do with handling real issues. And yes, she's not super politically correct, but she's making sense. Mm-hmm. And honestly, low key, like that's what outside of the watching C-SPAN and Fox and CNN all day where they just constantly get into this like super political like agenda shit, like Cardi B's making the most sense out of everybody. And I would have never thought that if the conversation was at politics, that some of the people chiming in would actually sound way more ridiculous than Cardi B. So to be honest, I like that she's using her platform like this, and she hasn't said anything yet that I feel like she's putting her foot in her mouth.
You know, the world, like those, it's just two totally different worlds because as we're saying all of this, I'm thinking about, okay, how's a party of like the young lady that was talking to Cardi, like when she gets together with all the her girls, how do y'all dance? Like how do y'all have
She
fun?
does say maybe she's hating because she can't twerk.
Yeah, like, you know what I mean?
She
it
added
must
that.
be that. It has to be something like that, because I'm just wondering, like, what do y'all do for fun? Like, what do y'all do for fun?
That's a good question. I don't know, Wayno. The world might never know.
Right, we'll figure that out one day.
Or coke. That's what they do, bro. For real.
Absolutely.
They do.
Snort coke and shoot guns. That's what they, and nobody's mad when you taking your kids to the ranges and all that other shit. So why is this
The
such
Rangers.
I ain't gonna lie, that was
Yeah.
a weak ass point that chick came back with.
She honestly just wanted the publicity. Sorry,
No, she just wanted to
because the
get
part of
by.
the tweet that I forgot to read was her saying, "Come on my show and debate." She's trolling.
Come
probably.
on, yo. The thing is like, you know that even if you get Cardi B up there, that's only going one way. Like, and you know what you want to do. That's what I'm saying. They want to try to figure out way. No, why don't y'all come to our shit?
True.
I'm tired of people who have, like, we always go for the look of a CNN and all of that to tell our story to get them to understand us. No, how about y'all start coming on our shit so y'all can understand where we come from and how we live and how we operate. Because we fast to run to they shit to promote our shit. Y'all need to start coming in our world so y'all can understand us.
All right, just keep killing them, Cardi. Let's get through some quick hits before we go, starting with Spotify. They've been adding a lot of interesting updates. So one of the latest ones upcoming, according to reports, is that the streaming platform is going to allow people the option to block or mute artists that you don't want to hear. It's going to be a don't play this artist button. It's not going to remove them if they're featured on someone else's track, but I guess in your algorithm. What do you guys think? Would you mute people?
Absolutely. This is dope.
Absolutely.
They turn the music into social media.
Ugh.
That's all they doing. They turn the music into social media. I mean, not necessarily me. I don't listen to playlists. Like, I don't get my music from playlists. Like, if I hear about somebody, I just go check out their whole project and listen to them.
But sometimes it gives you the algorithm, right? So if you listen to someone
And
that
it gives
you
you
like,
suggested-
yeah, it'll play people that they think you might like because of it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have any problems with, like, for me, I think it's cool if because somebody said to me that people are always trying to force other artists on you. No, you, in this day and age, you get to pick what you want to hear. So, I mean, if that helps you filter, then by all means. I just don't operate with music like that. If I hear about somebody I like, I'll go listen to it. If I see somebody else and their artwork might be dope or they might got a feature, I might click on it. So,
True.
If you're one of those type of people where you're like, oh, I just don't want to see this, then cool. Like, you know, just don't complain about when that person has success, because that's what happens. When a person has success, they say, oh, they forced them on us, or they fucking, it was upper management putting this together. You know what I'm saying?
Ak, are you blocking anyone from Clout Tokens?
Yeah. Any rapper I don't like. Yeah, he definitely. I can't wait for the feature to block him. Yo, in reality, this is a great thing. The bullshit they tried to do last year, where they're trying to install their morals, or rather than that, be the judge, jury, and executioner, and saying, hey, this person is accused of, charged with, we think, or whatever. No one gets to listen to them on playlist or through these, because I know you might not discover music like that, but playlists are a huge way of
absolutely.
music discovery. Now, if you feel offended by whatever rapper, whatever situation, block that nigga. Just block that nigga. You know what I mean? You watch a documentary, seen the fuck shit R. Kelly doing, you don't want to, when you get in your little R&B bag, you don't want that nigga's music come on, block that nigga, man. I don't have a problem with like giving the users the option to choose, I don't want to listen to said musician for whatever reason. They make trash music, they're a trash person, whatever reason. So I like this move. And Spotify, you know, they're super progressive in trying to appease the user, and I hope Apple Music copies this shit. Just like, yeah, let's block some of these niggas, man, for real.
Okay. All right, so if you're a Spotify user, soon you'll have the option to mute an artist like R. Kelly if you want to, but not everyone is muting him completely. So during a recent performance, Erykah Badu actually gave him a quick shout out on stage saying, quote, I'm sending a prayer right now for R. I hope he sees the light of day if he's done all those things that we've seen on TV and heard those ladies talk about. Of course, the internet went crazy on her, so she took to Twitter to clear it up, saying, I love you unconditionally. That doesn't mean I support your poor choices. I want healing for you and anyone you have hurt as a result of you being hurt. Is that strange to you? That's all I've ever said. Anything else has been fabricated or taken out of context. Ak, I know you have some big thoughts about this and cultural equity because you love this term right now.
Hey, let me tell you this, man. Erykah Badu got a lot of cultural equity, man, because she has stood next to, at least verbally, and
I don't know if stood next to.
Well, verbally, at least like supporting. You get
Okay.
me? A lot of these motherfuckers that the same niggas who Twitter cancel, she be standing right next to them. And like for some reason, she'll get a little backlash for a day or two, but then we back to loving her, bro. It is what it is. From X, She said some shit about Hitler one time. This shit, there's like 5 things that I've seen. I'm like, yo, oh, she's done. You feel me? I mean, one time she also said something about, no, I think it was the Hitler thing. But like, I think her cultural equity allows her the pass. As I told you, that's are you allowed to pass? She's allowed a pass to kind of say these things and nothing happens. But if it was another nigga who said this, we cancel that nigga.
Yeah, her stance tends to be like, all right, cool, everyone's attacking you, but I just want to say some horrible thing might have happened to you when you're younger that we're not talking about. I want to say a prayer for you kind of thing. But anyway, Wayno, what do you think?
By the way, if I did see an extended quote, so I'm guessing she's probably denying that she said that extra part, if she said that's all she said. But the extended quote was like, hey, listen, for the victims, could we blame the victims later on? If R. Kelly was a victim himself when he was young,
Right.
why should we really blame him as much for the bad things he's done, supposedly? Imagine if the victims of R. Kelly end up becoming kind of the same. Like, that's a parallel I saw on Twitter, but that could have been fake. So did you follow?
Yeah, I kind of follow what you're saying.
That's her thing. Isn't that the same thing with the Hitler thing? Just please don't quote me. I don't remember like verbatim, but literally that's her thing. Like something horrible probably happened to you in your childhood that we're not taking account for that made you do all of these horrible things.
Yeah, I mean, but then I quote like, George Carlin, great comedian, that once said, children are like any other group of people. A few winners, a whole lot of losers. So,
Wow.
Nah, seriously. I mean,
Y'all talking about random quotes? Like, Wayno got 2 of them this episode.
Not real shit. But I think the thing with Erykah Badu is like she's a very like, I feel like she makes it like she's in tune with people, like just on a higher level, and she always sees whatever good that a person may have had in them at one point or another, and she wants to like shed light on that. Listen to her music growing up, that's what I always liked about her, that she was just a very eclectic and different type of person. But I mean, R. Kelly, it's a very touchy subject. I'm not really trying to hear nothing like about that dude when it comes to what he could have done.
Because it's been years of documented people covering it up, and he could have gotten help if he needed help. But
she's not the first person to say. I mean, Beanie Siegel said something about R. Kelly on the Becoming album where he said, my dear brother Robert, help him with his problems and his bumps and grinds and the thoughts and evil things that run through his mind. A lot of people never caught that.
Wow.
But what he said was like, it was a song called Have Mercy. So he was just speaking about like having mercy.
Before the doc.
Yeah, that's before the doc.
But
at
the
the
doc
time,
just dropping, you rap that like.
No. But that was at the time. That was like after the
tape.
I don't think it was after the trial, but that was after the video had came out. And the thing is that you know what it is. You want to see the good in your favorite people, but sometimes that's a battle within. Like he has a battle within that he has to conquer, and he has to be held accountable for his actions, whether he chooses to believe them or not. So it's good that Erykah Badu is trying to see some good in people, but it's a very like touchy situation with him.
Yeah, listen, Erykah, just keep it 100. You want to go to that nigga Robert crib and like wave around the incense and cure whatever the kidnapping aura is over there. You feel me? And I understand that because I don't know what type of aura is at that nigga's crib, but this nigga got a whole human trafficking prison down there, man. I don't know if that shit could be cured though.
Yeah, I don't know.
The energy and that shit, I don't know.
I tell you, I'm R. Kelly'd out.
When she came on set and she was waving around the little incense thing, it did change the mood. It was a little hazy.
So she was only doing that to troll you.
No, I think she was on the like energy stuff, bro.
But it was a long troll.
No. Energy is a real, but you always be saying energy is a real thing, brother. It's a real thing, man. If you treat the world, and you know this, I think that you just, because people use it, you always say people use energy as such a vague term.
Nah, people ain't consistent with it.
They not consistent with it, but what I'm saying is it's a real thing. It's a real thing.
When bad things happen to good people, it's just fucked up. When bad things happen to bad people, they deserved it. Keep it 100.
I mean, but at the same time,
why we don't look at like that? We'll sum up energy and be like, yeah, that nigga probably did some shit that caused that.
No, yo, let me tell you something. You know how I feel? Because every time I had bad situations happen to me in my life, I always felt like it was balanced. I felt like it was certain shit leveling out. I haven't been a straight shooter my whole entire life, but at the same time, I feel like for everything that's going good in my life, I know that is some bullshit coming. May that be your health, or may that be like we deal with people that we love every day. We all gotta go. So it's all types of things that's coming towards us. It's just about how we handle it. And I feel like real quick, I feel like a lot of things happen when you just project yourself a certain way. And you know that. If I come in here every day and I'm negative and I'm like, yo, and I'm not talking to none of y'all and I'm on some shit, then y'all gonna start treating me a certain way. And that's because I'm giving you a certain type of energy. And that's just real. No matter which way you try to slice that shit.
I think people mix up energy with a lot of stuff. Consequences, I mean, you could call it energy, but like consequences is a little bit different than what you're talking about. Yeah, if you're overall negative, people are gonna treat you overall negative. I'm just saying that we're never keeping it. We never keep the same energy when it comes to energy. It's like we pick and choose. Be like, oh well, you were doing some fucked up. A lot of times we see stuff happen, we don't even know what people were doing, and we'll chalk it up to be that's unfortunate or tragedy or whatever. We gotta say the same thing for everybody. Must have been energy. Like I don't care who it is.
Well,
that happened. That's the energy, nigga.
Well, for myself, and just speaking specifically on things I've gone through in life, when bad things happen, the thing is like, am I gonna drown in this shit? Am I gonna submerge into like the negativity? No, I'm gonna handle it however I gotta handle it. And I think that sometimes you're right. A lot of bad things happen to good people, and we can't avoid that. But just like you got up, you got down, left and right, hot and cold. It's balanced. That's why they have the yin and the yang. You know what I mean? It's balanced. It's equal on both sides. So just know that as much as you're doing good, something bad can happen. But how you handle the bad is what's going to take you to the next level or not.
And honestly, man, listen. Well, I used to go to church every Sunday. The people in church, they be doing some of the best things I've seen on earth. Like they're really positive, good. And I be hearing all the effed up things that happen to them. I'm like, damn, what they do to deserve this? You feel me? So I see more bad things happening to the good people. The Billies out here, they chilling. They chilling, man.
It does seem like that sometimes. Billy McFarland, our guy.
Oh, damn, nigga, what
the scammers are thriving out here.
Man.
It's something else we talk about off here.
Okay.
So that's what it is.
We gotta go. Let's ride out on a positive note. Our very own Pulitzer Prize winner, Kendrick Lamar, now nominated for an Oscar for All the Stars featuring SZA from the Black Panther soundtrack, one of my favorite albums of last year. So just big congratulations to him. Oscars are airing on Sunday, February 24th. Anyone watching?
I watched for that segment.
Just
like
for
that.
Kendrick?
That's it. Listen. I'm pro TDE. You know what I mean? I want them to win. I said on the awards that All the Stars is like one of my favorite records, if not my favorite record of last year. So I'd definitely love for them to see. I'd definitely love to see them win something like that. Salute to Dave Free, Reason, J Rock, Absol, everybody at TDE, Top Dog.
The Dreamville compilation should be coming soonish, right? We're looking forward to that.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm be giving a fuck about the Oscars, especially if they don't got no good hosts. Like who the hell's a host? It's not Kevin Hart.
I don't know, but I
that shit
want.
is boring as fuck. At least with the Grammys, you can see some performances. I want to hear these fucking actors go thank the third camera. Like, listen, salute to everybody who helped make all these like films and shit like that, but it's boring, man. Shit boring.
It is,
I just want to see the winners.
I do want to see Ryan Coogler win as well. You know, Ryan Coogler is the young. He's a young black man that directed Black Panther, and he got tapped on to do Black Panther 2. So I definitely want to see him win. You know what I mean? He did Fruitvale Station. His career has been insane. So I definitely want to. I'll tune in for the Black Panther segment. Other than that, cool. We'll see.
Yeah, they dragged that awards trial too much. Like they need some more theatrics.
All right, so shout out to Kendrick and the whole TDE team. That's our show for today. We'll see you tomorrow, 11:30 a.m. on Complex. Don't add any random thoughts. We're done.
We talking about Uzi?